Hello, I'm Norm Davis, also referred to as the Country Counselor sometimes. This may be the most important video that you may watch this year. I want to address the one group of people that I think will turn this country around. It's the one group that has the backbone and the common sense to recognize what is needed to set this country on the right track. This group is the Second Amendment community that has the boldness to look our leaders in the eye and say, not on our watch. We've had enough of your nonsense, of your not protecting our borders, your out of control spending, putting everybody in the whole world above the citizens of this great republic, and letting grown men go into the dressing rooms with our young girls. I mean, what is wrong with you leaders? We have had enough, and we are taking our country back now. There are two things that we cannot lose: the natural family with its values and our guns, because our families are the base from which all things flow, and we must maintain strong family values, and we must keep our guns to protect our families and what freedoms that we have left. The principles and the core values our country was founded on has been set aside and replaced with ideologies that has never worked anywhere on the planet. The only way for our country to survive is to get back to those principles and values that our country was founded on. Unfortunately, many of our leaders in Washington are just unredeemable, but now there are a few good ones. And those are the ones that we're going to start with. And these few understand that the principles and the values that our country was founded on came from our Bible, which is God's Word. And that's why we had the Ten Commandments, in all public places. And, following the Ten Commandments is just good for society. And listen, we all want everybody else to keep the Ten Commandments. See, none of us want a friend or a family member or a neighbor or employer, employee, that lies and steals and treats others unjustly. And whether we consider ourselves religious or not, or whether you go to church, we know that the principles of the Bible are good for America, and it made the greatest country, on the earth. And it's time for us to get back to what works. And I'm asking you to join the Army for biblical principles. And we will be asking our leaders to develop biblical principles for our country's issues. And biblical principles, they support the Second Amendment. Biblical principles support walls to protect us. Biblical principles support the family and the family maintaining control over their kids' education, not a Department of Education in D.C. See, biblical principles support a fair justice system and also to punish evil. And see, all of our country's issues can be traced back to us not following the instructions that the Bible gives us. And if you will join our Army for biblical principles and commit that you'll make just a few phone calls and send a few emails to our legislator, and we will share it with you. We'll give you their phone numbers or email addresses, who to contact and when to contact. Everything you need, we'll furnish for you. And if we will do that, we can make a difference. And we will put our focus on those legislators, state and federal, that have said publicly our need to get back to God. And we will show them that they have the support of the majority. And we'll also be asking them to sign a pledge to follow biblical guidelines in all their legislation. And we're also asking the cities and state legislators to adopt a natural family celebration between Mother's Day and Father's Day. Did you know that there are now 75 different celebrations against the natural family? Of course, we know the natural family is one biological male, one biological female. And we're already seeing some cities and state legislators, they are beginning to declare the natural family celebration. And if you're willing to join our Army to fight for biblical principles and to fight for the family, Here's what we need you to do. We need you to email us at armyforbp@gmail.com. The BP stands for Biblical Principles. And we would also ask you that after, in the email address, after the Army for BP, if you would put in the plus sign and put in your state's abbreviation, then we'll know what state you're in. And we're also going to be looking for leaders in every city, in every state. So let us know, if you want to be a leader in this. And if you would like to help us, fund these efforts, you can go to GoFundMe and donate. Nobody here draws a penny from donations. All the money that, we're all volunteers, all the money that we would come in would go to advertising and promoting. So I want to thank you so much. Again, we can take our country back. God bless you, God bless your family, and God bless America.